Men, please do not choose your wife until you understand this. The greatest decision that you will ever make isn't whether a woman loves you, is whether she knows how to steward what God has entrusted to you. Most men choose a wife based on chemistry. God designed you to choose based on stewardship because before God ever created Eve, he gave Adam an assignment. Purpose came before partnership, which means God never designed a wife to simply admire a man's vision. He designed her to help protect it, strengthen it, and multiply it. That is why I like to call those women a vision steward. A vision steward isn't a woman who disappears into your purpose. She's a woman who understands how to build with you without competing against you. Here's where many men get it wrong. They ask, is she attractive? Does she make me happy? Do we have chemistry? Those questions matter, but they aren't the most important ones. The better question is, can this woman faithfully steward the vision God has placed in my life? Because attraction can start a relationship, but stewardship sustains a legacy. A vision steward doesn't just celebrate your wins, she protects your peace. She speaks wisdom when your emotions get loud. She multiplies what you build instead of constantly consuming it. She understands your mission without trying to become your mission. Because stewardship is not control, it is faithful multiplication. The woman you marry won't just shape your marriage, she will shape your children, your legacy, and the generations that come after you. So don't just ask if she's the woman you've been praying for, ask if she's prepared to steward what you've been praying to build. A wife isn't just chosen because she says yes to you. She's chosen because she consistently says yes to the vision God placed inside of you. If you are serious about your vision and you are dating women, comment vision below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Shout out to her, man. Beauty and brains. That is a wise young lady right there. And one day, if she's not a wife already, she would definitely make a good wife because she knows the assignment. She knows the assignment. Fellas, if I haven't told you anything, one thing I'm going to tell y'all is when you pick a wife, make sure she understands the assignment. Make sure she's on vision. Make sure she's on board with your vision, your plan, your purpose. And make sure she's committed to the same thing. Make sure she's committed to your plan, your purpose, your vision. That's why it's important to vet a woman. To make sure before y'all walk down that aisle and put that ring on her finger that she's going to be a ride or die, like I talked about in, my previous videos. Ride or die meaning that she's going to support your vision. She's going to support your plan and your purpose, and she's going to let you lead. A lot of times, a man's vision and plan doesn't play out the way it's supposed to because he wasn't able to get her to follow his lead. A lot of y'all women aren't playing your position. It's that simple. You're not playing your position. What's your position? Your position is to be, like the Bible says, a helpmate. A helpmate meaning that he's the one with the plan. He's the one with the vision. That's why he's the leader, right? But if he's leading and got the plan and the vision, it's your job to help that vision come into fruition, to help and make sure that vision becomes successful. Because when it comes successful, guess what? Y'all are successful as a unit. Y'all are successful as a family. Your family becomes successful. But unfortunately, what happens when they don't follow the man's vision and the man's plan, you don't end up successful and you end up struggling. You end up in financial ruins. And then who y'all gonna blame? Oh, he wasn't a good leader. Was it the fact that he wasn't a good leader, or was you not a good follower? Oh, he's not a man. Was he not a man, or you just didn't follow his plan? You didn't support his plan. Because most men, the most important thing to us is legacy. Dame Dash said it on the Breakfast Club. Dame Dash said, I do this for my last name. I do this for my last name. So when we pick our wife, we literally give you our last name, and our last name is for a reason. It's for legacy. If you got a man that is trying to build a legacy and you don't realize that you have that, and you don't see what you got or appreciate that, it's going to fall all apart. It's going to fall to pieces. Someone said in my comments the other day when I was talking about a wise woman builds her house while the foolish one tears it down, my short, someone said in the comments, he said, yeah, that's true. The Bible does say that, but you got to be a good leader, which is a true statement. Yes, if you are a leader, things will work out the way it's supposed to. But unfortunately, not every woman is a monolith. Not every woman is the same, my guy. So that statement is irrelevant. Yes, you do have to be a leader, but is the woman that you're leading a follower? Is she going to follow your lead, or is she going to not follow your lead and play her position? Is she going to want to do her own thing, or not even, go according to plan? To where every time you're arguing about what needs to get done with the business, and she doesn't really trust your leadership or even adhere to your leadership, right? This is how things do not go in. This is how it happens. They don't listen. A lot of them don't listen. You see what they say about the word submission. They don't want to submit. So if they don't want to submit, how you not going to want to submit on one hand, but then on the other hand say, oh, these men aren't good leaders? It'd be the same woman that say men aren't good leaders are the same woman that say they don't want to submit, and get mad when you say, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. How you going to submit if you think you're the table instead of bringing something to the table? Roll the next clip.
I truly believe that when you get with a woman, there's only two things a woman going to do for you. Either she going to elevate you, or she going to deflate you like a motherfucking tire. She going to be there to help you elevate in whatever you doing. So if you a basketball player, she like, no, babe, get up. You got to be to work. Come on, you got to get to practice. Come on, why you ain't practice this week? You slipping, babe. Come on. Oh, no, you can't eat that. You got to eat this. Okay. She going to make sure, I don't give if she's setting a cook up for you, a chef up for you. If she doing it herself, she gonna make sure you elevate. She not gonna be making sure, oh, you got a game tonight and we about to argue over some dumb shit because you ain't post me on Instagram on the way to the game, so I f your whole mood up. You go out there, only had 6 points and all this shit. No. So for me, I just believe when you get with a woman, either she gonna help you elevate or she gonna help you deflate. Think about that.
A wise man once said, the toughest decision you make in life, the most important decision you make in life is the woman you choose. I agree with that. And I had to learn the hard way. Right? You don't just choose a woman willy-nilly who you're going to marry. You just don't just say, oh, that's her, I'm choosing her. You gotta vet. You got to vet your woman. And I wish I would have known to vet, because I had big plans and big visions, right? You can't make somebody be who you want them to be, right? You got to pick someone based off of who they are. You don't pick them based off of what you want them to be. A lot of times we mess up by trying to make the woman into what we want them to be, into what we envision for our plan. We going along with the vision and with the plan, and they don't even, they don't even know the vision and the plan. They never even thought of a vision and a plan, or they don't even know how to build a business. They don't even know about hustling. They don't know about business. They don't know about, what it takes to build a business. These are things you got to find out before you marry the woman. And you got to talk to her about it before you even marry her too. You got to talk to her about it. You got to talk to her about your plans, your goals, and your dreams before you marry her, and see where her head space is at when it comes to building a business, right? Because like I said in my short, and I said in my previous videos, building a business isn't easy. It's a lot of ups and downs, excuse me, in building a business. So what Gilly was saying, a woman could either elevate you or deflate you, that's in line with building a business. Either she's going to help your business grow and help your vision grow and help the family succeed by playing her position within your business and making sure she's supportive. Because a lot of times men, we get weary too in business, but we keep on pushing. If you're a strong man, you're going to keep on pushing. But there's times when we get worried, might get distracted, might, be not motivated one day. And then if the woman really believes in you, she's going to be like, nah, babe, we got a vision. We got a plan. Let's do this. Let's do that. Da, 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 da. Are we supposed to do this? Da, 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 da. The Bible talks about being equally yoked. That's very important. Whoever you pick, you got to be evenly yoked with them, which means y'all got to be on the same page with what y'all doing, right? Even when it comes to the knowledge of the game, even when it comes to the knowledge of the good book, the Bible, she has to know the Bible as much as you. If she don't know the Bible as much as you, you put her up on game. You put her up on game with everything. But the thing is, when you put her on game, she has to be willing to listen to the game you give. A lot of times they don't even listen to the game you give. You over there trying to tell them something, they not listening to you because they don't even think you know what you're talking about. But then we'll go hear it from TD Jakes or something, and then come back like, ooh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And you be like, I just told you that last week. They come and bring you the same message that you told them. They bring it to you like it's something new when you literally told them the same thing last week. That's another thing. You got to have a woman that trusts your leadership, that trusts that you're going to take them to where they need to go and take the family to where they need to go. All right, let's go to the next video.
Women, if you meet a man with a vision, don't create two visions in the house. Submit your vision to his vision. Write the word vision down, please. V-I-S-I-O-N. Now write the prefix down. Die, D-I. The prefix die means two, T-W-O, two. Now put die in the front of vision. What do you get? Division. What's division? Two visions in the same place. That means if a woman comes with her own vision and doesn't submit to the man's vision, you got division. That's the word for divorce. So don't come with your bank account and tell your husband, I'm going to have my own bank account. No, no, no. The family is a business. And you put all the resources in the same place, and then if you decide as a company to divide the account, you do it as a company. Don't come there with your own private secret vision.
R.I.P. to the late great Miles Monroe, man. Miles Monroe helped me get through a lot of times when I was building my business with my ex-wife. Not with her, just with me, keeping me focused and keeping me motivated to continue to, see the business through and work hard for the business. Unfortunately, that business didn't end up succeeding, but, we did good for the time we had it going, But one thing he definitely said, man, he used that word submit again that y'all hate so much. And he said, submit to the man's vision, and it shouldn't be two visions in the same house. That's another problem. Make sure that she is on board with your vision. Like I said again, because a lot of times the problem be they be having their own vision, their own agenda that they want to do, instead of, being on board with what you want to do. And then that causes competition. If you're husband and wife, you should not be competing with each other as husband and wife. At the same time, it can't be two visions in the same house. Even the Bible says a house divided within itself cannot stand. A house divided cannot stand. So divided means two visions in the same house, right? And a lot of times, especially when they have their own vision, they definitely ain't going to listen. They definitely not going to submit to your vision because they got their own vision. They got their own agenda of what they want to do, right? A lot of times, they don't want you to succeed and secretly sabotage your vision because they afraid if you become successful, you're going to leave them. That'd be the ultimate thing right there. They're afraid that if you become successful with your vision, that once you succeed, you're going to find you a baddie and leave them, which couldn't be further from the truth. That is a lie from the devil himself, right? Why would a man leave you if you help them build from the ground up? It don't even matter what you look like. If you help that man build from the ground up and help build his vision, that man is he owes you loyalty. He owes you his loyalty. If you help the man build his dream and his plan, he's going to give you the world. You know what I told my ex-wife? I said, if you stick to me, in this time we was building the business, right? I said, if you stick with me and stick with this plan, once we become successful, I'm gonna give you the world. I told her that, and I meant that too. I told her that, and I meant that. And anyone who knows us saw us building that dream, saw us building that vision. I still have people that come to me to this day asking, yo, what happened to the clothes and all that? What happened to the joint? What happened to, I'm not going to dox myself by saying the name of the business, but people still come to me to this day asking me, and they're even asking for stuff. They're like, yo, I want some clothes. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, we're not doing it no more. Oh, dang. You gonna bring it back? I don't think I'm gonna bring that one back, but I do plan on bringing another one back. Stay tuned. First, I got to build this YouTube up. Once I build this YouTube up, I got something coming for y'all. I got something coming from y'all. And it's for everybody. I told you we building a community over here. I got name. I'm not even telling y'all the whole vision. Y'all just going to see it unfold. Y'all just going to see it unfold. And it's going to be a whole community. We going to be fly over here, y'all. We going to be fly over here. Trust me. So go ahead and subscribe, man. Continue to help build this channel, everybody. Send donations too. You know, I haven't got the Cash App set up yet, so you don't got to donate yet. Once I get the Cash App set up, then y'all can start donating and all that. Because like I said, man, we building a community. This channel is going to bring purpose and vision, and we just skyrocket, man. You know, we just getting started. We just getting started, y'all. And shout out to my new subs too. I started off with 14 and I'm up to like 20 something now. So at least we doing something. It's a slow growth, but it's growing. So shout out to that. You know, but go ahead and roll the next clip.
The number one determining factor of a man's success is who he chooses as a wife. Are you choosing someone who is going to be a believer in your dream, who is going to advocate for you, who is going to be the wind in your sails, who is going to be your support system? Or are you rescuing someone? Are you the type of man who is the Captain Save-A-Ho? Are you trying to rescue her because she's broken, she's damaged, and she is codependent on you, and it feels good in that moment while you're dating her? So next thing you know, you put a ring on it, and then she is chaotic, she is sporadic, she is not a supporter of your dreams, she is emotionally reckless. Every time you try and launch a business, you try and do something great, you try and live your life's purpose, you have to deal with the chaos that is your spouse.
So fellas, young men, the most important decision you make is the woman you choose to put that ring on that finger. Right? And this is another thing. These are different times now. These women don't want to build with you no more. I just saw videos on TikTok. I'll probably do a video on that. These women do not even want to build with you no more. Not every woman. Not every woman. Don't get me wrong. Not every woman. But it's a vast majority of women these days that do not want to build with you. They want the finished product. They want to come into the finished product. And a lot of them are saying, we want to come into the finished product because they feel like they the finished product. They done went to college, they done got their careers and all that, and they're not settling for less. And a lot of those women who have that mentality are single and will stay single. They're not going to find that man they're looking for, unfortunately. Some do, but a lot don't. They don't want to do 50-50. Even the ones that don't even have it like that, even the broke baddies or the broke chicks, they don't even want to build with you. They don't even want to do 50-50. Nowadays, they looking for a high value man right off the top. So this is another thing that I wish I would have known. Because what I said before I got married, I said, I want to meet my wife before I become successful. Because I was afraid that I might meet a chick who's going to want me for my money. So I'd rather had somebody I build with. That's what I wanted. So that's what I tried to do. That's what I got. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to get somebody I could build with. Right? But a lot of times that doesn't work out, because if you're on a even playing field with your spouse, if depending on who the woman is, if y'all are on the same level, on the same even playing field, she's not going to respect you on the same level because you're on the same level she's on. She's not going to respect you because you're on the same level she's on. That's not for all of them, but that does happen. That is a thing. You know, it probably happens the most because you're on the same playing field. She don't respect you. But if you're over her and you're the sole provider for the home, she's going to respect you more than if it's 50-50, if that makes sense. Right? So today's video, the conclusion to today's video and the whole lesson that I'm bringing in this video is vet your woman, choose wisely, right? And make sure she's going to be on board with your vision, your plan, your mission. The most important decision you make in life is the woman that you choose to marry. So make sure you pick wisely, make sure you vet, and do your due diligence, fellas. Y'all have a good night.